Hello, so this time I'm using Antigravity to try to one-shot Snake. So this is pretty similar to the prompts I passed to Claude. Tell it to read this gameplay extracted MD file, make a requirement plan based off this other text document, and then ask it to basically make the entire game, split the tasks into code, art, or audio. I already have the art files from a different run through, so I'm just gonna place them in source slash audio or slash source slash sprites. Okay, so I printed this giant PRD out, and then I told it to clarify some random questions. This is pretty common because the Wikipedia entry has like a bunch of random, like, oh, sometimes the snake can speed up when it eats food, sometimes it will wrap around the border, sometimes it will die, sometimes it will have multiple lives. So these are these random kind of standard clarifying questions. Most LLMs get these pretty correct, so nothing new here. Okay, so it makes the PRD, it's summarizing some stuff. Of course, it's asking me to review it, but we don't review stuff because that's not how LLM programming works. And then I asked it to implement the PRD. This is pretty similar to what I did in Taskmaster as well. This time I'm just kind of telling the AI to do it directly instead of going through Taskmaster. And then telling it to, one by one, implement all these tasks, mark them as status complete blocked or incomplete. And blocked is kind of reserved for if you are truly blocked and you get stuck somewhere. Then we have some super concise notes, again, about what is done. And then only if there's a mistake or false assumption do we capture that into a learning. And so it's at this point, it for some reason also made an implementation plan. And then I just said, yeah, execute that plan. Test the Godot yourself and launch the Godot yourself. So it's doing all this stuff. Not gonna go through it all, but it seemed like it took about 4 minutes, which is pretty fast. Okay, that's some Godot task unit tests, copying some files around, and then let's go down, and then it says it's done. And so all these changes are made, and we have one-shot Snake again.